Hello, friends! Welcome back to the JISH Learn English Podcast. I am Shaylin. I am so happy you are here with me today. Have you ever needed to ask someone for help, but you didn't know which words to use? Maybe you wanted to ask a friend for a pen, or maybe you needed to ask your boss for a day off. You might have wondered, should I say, can you? Or should I say, could you? It is a very common question. Using the wrong word can sometimes make you sound a little too direct or even rude without meaning to be. But don't worry, today we are going to fix that. By the end of this video, you will know exactly when to use can and when to use could. You will feel confident asking for favors in any situation. Before we start, please remember to click the like button on this video. It really helps other learners find our lessons. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you never miss a lesson. Are you ready to speak English with confidence? Let's start by watching the conversation.
Hey, Elena, are you busy right now?
Not really. I'm just finishing my tea. What's up?
I left my pen at my desk. Can you hand me that blue pen on the table?
Sure. Here you go.
Thanks. Oh, and can you pass me a napkin too? I spilled a little coffee.
Of course. No problem.
You're the best. So are we still going to lunch at 12?
Yes, let's go at 12.
Did you hear how Mark asked Elena for help? He needed two things. First, he needed a pen. Second, he needed a napkin. These are very small requests. They are easy for Elena to do. Also, Mark and Elena are friends. They know each other well. Because they are friends and the favor is small, Mark used the word can. Let's look at the sentence structure. Mark said, "Can you hand me that blue pen?" The structure is very simple. Can plus you plus verb. Can you hand? Can you pass? Can you help? We use can when the situation is informal. Informal means casual. It is relaxed. You use informal English with your friends, your family, or people the same age as you. Think about it like this. If the favor requires almost no effort, like passing the salt, handing over a pen, or opening a window, can is perfect. If Mark said, "Could you please possibly hand me that pen?" it might sound a little strange. It would sound too formal for two friends just drinking coffee. It would be like wearing a tuxedo to a picnic. So remember rule number 1. Use can you for small favors with people you know well. Let's practice. Imagine you are eating dinner with your brother. You want the water. You would say, "Can you pass the water?" Simple, right? Now let's see what happens when the favor gets bigger or the situation becomes more serious. Now let's go back to Mark and Elena. The situation is changing. Mark has a much bigger problem now. He needs to ask Elena for something that requires more effort. Listen to how his language changes.
Elena, I actually have a bit of a problem.
Oh, is everything okay?
Well, my car broke down this morning. It's in the shop and it won't be ready until tomorrow.
Oh no, that is terrible. How will you get home?
That is what I wanted to ask. Could you possibly drive me home after work today? I know it's out of your way.
It is a little far, but sure, I can do that.
Thank you so much. And I hate to ask this, but could you also stop by the grocery store for 5 minutes on the way? I have no food in my house.
Okay, Mark, but you are buying me a coffee tomorrow.
Deal.
Did you notice the difference? In the first part, Mark just wanted a pen. He said, "Can you?" But in this part, Mark needed a ride home. Driving someone home is a big favor. It takes time, it takes gas,
It is an inconvenience for Elena. When the favor is big, or when we are asking someone to do something difficult, we switch to could. Mark said, "Could you possibly drive me home?" Let's look at why he used could. Could is the past tense of can. However, in English, we use the past tense forms to be polite and soft. Could sounds softer and less demanding than can. If Mark said, "Can you drive me home?" it is grammatically correct, but it might sound a little too direct for such a big request. It might sound like he expects her to do it. By saying, "Could you?" Mark is showing respect. He is acknowledging that he is asking for a lot of help. The structure is similar. Could plus you plus verb. Mark also added a magic word, possibly. Could you possibly drive me home? Using possibly makes it even more polite. It gives the other person an easy way to say no if they are busy. It takes the pressure off. So here is rule number 2. Use could you for big favors or when you want to be extra polite. This is also true for strangers. If you are on the street and you need to ask a stranger for directions, you should use could. You would say, "Could you tell me where the train station is?" Because you don't know them, you want to show respect. Let's compare them. Can you open the door? Small favor, friend. Could you help me move this heavy table? Big favor. Can I use your phone? Friend. Could I borrow your car for the weekend? Very big favor. Do you see the pattern? It's all about the weight of the ask. Light things are can, heavy things are could. Now I want to pause for a moment. We have talked about the words can and could, but in English, how you say the word is just as important as the word itself. Have you ever heard someone say a polite word, but they sounded rude? Imagine if I said, "Could you move?" with a flat, hard voice. It sounds like an order, not a question. To sound truly polite when asking a favor, your voice needs to go up at the end of the sentence. This is called rising intonation. It shows you are friendly and waiting for an answer. Listen to the difference. Flat, rude. Could you help me? Voice goes down. Polite, friendly. Could you help me? Voice goes up. Let's practice this together. I want you to listen to me, and then I want you to say it out loud. Don't be shy. First, let's try the friendly can. Can you pass the pen? Now you try. Good. Now let's try the polite could. Remember, start high, go low in the middle, and go up at the end. Could you possibly drive me home? Now you say it. Did your voice go up on the word home? If it did, you sounded perfect. Remember, a smile can be heard in your voice. If you smile while you speak, your intonation naturally becomes friendlier. As an English teacher, I hear students make a few small mistakes with these words. I want to help you fix them right now so you never make them again. Mistake number 1, using to after can or could. Sometimes I hear students say, "Can you to help me?" or "Could you to open the door?" This is incorrect. After can and could, we use the base verb only, no to. Correct, can you help? Correct, could you open? Mistake number 2, confusing can with may. Students often ask me, "Shaylin, should I use may to ask for a favor? For example, may you pass me the salt?" Actually, we do not use may to ask other people to do things. May is used to ask for permission for yourself. Correct, may I leave early? Incorrect, may you drive me home? So when asking someone else to do a favor, stick to can for friends and could for big favors. Leave may for asking permission. You are doing a wonderful job. We have learned the grammar, the vocabulary, and the intonation. Now I want to test your skills. I'm going to describe a situation, and I want you to decide should you use can or could. I will give you the situation, and then I will wait for you to answer. Situation 1. You are at home watching a movie with your best friend. The remote control is next to them. You want them to give it to you. Do you use can or could? Answer. You should use can. You would say, "Can you pass the remote?" Because it's your best friend and the favor is very small. Situation 2. You are at a job interview. You forgot to bring a pen. You need to ask the interviewer, who you don't know well, to lend you one. Do you use can or could? Answer. You should use could. You would say, "Could I borrow a pen, please?" Even though borrowing a pen is a small favor, the situation is formal. You want to show the interviewer maximum respect. Situation 3. You are moving to a new apartment. You have a very heavy sofa. You want to ask your neighbor, who you talk to sometimes, to help you carry it up the stairs. Can or could? Answer. You should use could. You would say, "Could you help me move this sofa?" Because carrying a sofa is hard work. It's a big favor. Even if you know the neighbor, you acknowledge the effort by using could. How many did you get right? If you got all 3, you are ready to use this in the real world. Now that you understand the difference between the casual can and the polite could, let's watch the whole conversation from the beginning to the end. I want you to listen specifically for the switch. Notice how Mark is relaxed at first, and then how his voice becomes more careful when he asks for the ride home. Let's watch.
Hey, Elena, are you busy right now?
Not really. I'm just finishing my tea. What's up?
I left my pen at my desk. Can you hand me that blue pen on the table?
Sure. Here you go.
Thanks. Oh, and can you pass me a napkin too? I spilled a little coffee.
Of course. No problem.
You're the best. So are we still going to lunch at 12?
Yes, let's go at 12.
Elena, I actually have a bit of a problem.
Oh, is everything okay?
Well, my car broke down this morning. It's in the shop and it won't be ready until tomorrow.
Oh no, that is terrible. How will you get home?
That is what I wanted to ask. Could you possibly drive me home after work today? I know it's out of your way.
It is a little far, but sure, I can do that.
Thank you so much. And I hate to ask this, but could you also stop by the grocery store for 5 minutes on the way? I have no food in my house.
Okay, Mark, but you are buying me a coffee tomorrow.
Deal.
Did it feel different the second time you listened? I hope so. Did you notice how Mark also said, "I hate to ask this, but," before his second big request? That is another great phrase to pair with could. It shows you feel bad about bothering the other person. English is not just about vocabulary words. It is about how we make other people feel. When you use could for big things, you make people feel respected. And when people feel respected, they are much more likely to say yes to your favor. And we always want a yes, don't we? Let's quickly summarize what we learned today so you never forget. Use can you for friends, family, and small favors. It is quick and casual. Use could you for big favors, strangers, or professional situations. It is polite and soft. Now, I have a challenge for you. I want to see if you can use this correctly. Imagine you are at a busy airport. You have a very heavy suitcase, and you cannot lift it by yourself. You need to ask a stranger for help. How would you ask? Would you say, "Can you lift this?" Or would you say, "Could you help me with this?" Please write your answer in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I would love to see your polite English sentences. Try to make a full sentence using could. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It tells me that you want more lessons like this one. And don't forget to subscribe to the JISH Learn English Podcast so we can continue learning together. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. You are doing a great job on your English journey. Keep practicing, be brave, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.